card of today, Daily Divine. Well, this one's not easy in context of a few things, but before we go there, this is from this beautiful, exquisite oracle system I haven't explored much. Had a little look at earlier this morning. Sacred Geometry, Healing Cards. Yeah, and here we have it. Card of the day, number 4, Merkabah or Merkabah, depending on how you want to say it. And this is, as it says, healing all levels of being. Yeah, not a sorry, I'm getting distracted by birds outside the window drinking at this point in time. I did have a quick little peek into the book today. I don't often rely on the books for exploring symbolism and cards. I go to what I understand from previous readings, learnings, explorations. But I did have a look at the book and some beautiful stuff in it. And one of the things that stood out to me about, before I even get into the symbolism and ideas associated with this and its kind of function in a very real way within ourselves and within spheres of being and experience. A lot of times this is a dormant faculty, a dormant self-generating energy within ourselves, which helps us, when it's non-dormant, create the abundance of love in the vicinity where we are. This is a card that asks us a deep, personal, fundamental question of, if I frame it in the personal, do I love myself? And that at times is a difficult one for me personally in my own journey, but I have an awareness of others that I've travelled alongside with, that this is often a crux of a lot of our external manifesting issues, let's say. So, the Merkabah, it's represented in this symbolism. I'm not so switched on at geometry, limited schooling experience, but we have a beautiful representation here of it in the 3 dimensions, and I'll give you a little look here. It's quite an interesting, potentially deceptive, depending on angles looked at, a symbol. It is representative of the 2 triangles, which you can see in the card. There's a 2-dimensional representation. Here's a 3-dimensional representation of it. So it is 2 triangles, but it's also, 2 pyramids, basically 3-sided pyramids as well. And so it's got 4s within 3s, etc., etc. I'm not going to go too much into that. Interestingly enough, you put it on your side and you look at it, it becomes a cube. You put it on a point, it's something entirely different. So, yeah, I won't go too much into that, but basically, if we're looking to heal ourselves, there's multiple planes and levels of which beings operate. And this card says healing all levels of being, all our bodies, our emotional, spiritual, mental, astral, all these levels can have traumas, wounds. I don't like the word entities, but energies, malfeasancies, if that sort of explains things, or attachments to them that come through and bleed through the different worlds, or let's say the higher worlds, into the lower worlds or realms we inhabit. So here, look, it's saying, through asking some tough questions of ourselves, just even posing the question and waiting for the answer, it's like you're being asked to embark on epic journeys, of restoring your, for lack of a better word, birthright, within these realms. A lot of people might say, oh, I didn't choose to be born, life's unfair, etc. Rah, 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 rah. Okay, interesting concepts, fine for a while, but you're offered tools, you're offered understandings of this experience and how to claim your higher self, your authentic being, your being on multitudes of planes and levels, and its power and its responsibility. And that has to fall on the individual. That's not an enforced thing. I mean, if it was, where would we be? We're free will beings to choose. But anyway, so interesting card, wonderful. It's black, it's white, it's got colours, it's fantastic, it's lovely, but it's also quite heavy. It's almost like the weight of responsibility when you realize you kind of wish to be, and I don't necessarily like to use this word at this point in time, but when you decide to be someone, not somebody, just a body, a piece of flesh on the material realm, but someone, like the sum of one, your whole totality. And it's asking you, it's like kind of inviting you, it's saying to you, are you ready to look at levels of being beyond just this particular constructed realm of matter, which is imbued with spirit, which is informed by further things and further things and further things? Opens up a whole lot of stuff. And it's saying, like, hey, it's there for the taking. It's there for the choosing. It's there for the, yeah, I think in the book they say activation. Merkabah's seen as vehicles in some lights, to travel to further realms, to travel in the astral realms, to connect to your higher self, guidance, spirit, source, time and dimensions beyond what would normally be accepted or explained within agreed upon science, but not foreign at all to many cultures and many religions and many spiritualities the world over. Yeah, so so it's an invitation to ask yourself, as I started this reading, am I divine? And am I love? And are they one and the same? So if you explore that, if you ask yourself those questions, then and genuinely have them answered, or open an awareness, you will understand, or you will begin the process of exploration and activation of the Merkabah journey, or like the journey on multiple levels of your being and healing, and they can be quite vast. They can be really vast, but amazing and exquisite at the same time. And the power and the key is within you and me, like within everyone. Yeah, and I haven't gone too much into the symbolism as such of this new deck to me to be utilizing. It is quite amazing and really wonderful. It's got frequencies in it as well if you wish to do some sound healing recommendations for certain cards, which I participated in with my partner this morning. Quite fantastic, and gorgeousness to it as well. Right, the phoenix on it. It's a beautiful, beautiful phoenix, or Quetzalcoatl, in other mythologies, dragons, those sorts of things. Those wonderful teachers we have. And I would feel, to wrap this up, I would feel slightly amiss if I didn't mention what may be unfolding in the Middle East. You do have represented in this Merkabah car vehicle card, elements of the Star of David, of sacred symbolism that isn't unique to, let's say, one culture. It is expressed in Judaism, and I think this symbol and other sigils associated with the Star of David also connect to the Song of Solomon, around that. And you don't need a particular creed, a particular group, a particular banner to have access to this. It's totally non-denominational. It doesn't matter. You can relate to these things on multitudes of levels, but I feel I should make some mark about today, 14th of the 4th, 2024. A lot of 2s, 1s and 4s. And just a little note to what we may understand as the Holy Land, and what's going on there, because it's a cry for healing. And we all have that cry at times, so sometimes it's hard to feel that, acknowledge it. But when we do, we move through it and we heal. And by not healing, or by ignoring that call to heal, a whole lot of stuff can unfold in this world between each other. Conflicts start from conflicts within self, lack of ability to look at one's being on multitudes of levels and heal and forgive. That's a big part of healing too. So, anyway, card of the day. What was I titling it? Daily Divine. For within the divine, if it is everywhere, even thy enemy will be an aspect of the divine. Even thy worst fear will be an aspect of the divine. Thy biggest challenge, an aspect of the divine. It's a tough realm out there, and I hope we ask those questions. And I hope we feel inspired to reach within, to reach without, to these places where we can bring really powerful stuff down into this realm and transform this place. So quite long compared to yesterday's seemingly simple little series of lines and dots and things can take you on a journey. So thank you for journeying with me and joining me on that, and yeah, happy healing. Okay, thanks.